Hello everyone, welcome to NeoLearn. A Sunny Morning by Serafin and Joaquin Alvarez Quintero. Serafin and Joaquin Alvarez Quintero were Spanish brothers, known as the Golden Brothers of Madrid Theatre. Together, they wrote about 200 plays which depict the life, manners, and speech of the southern Spain. One act play, A Sunny Morning, a comedy of Madrid, is a hilarious comic play. The entire play revolves around two major characters, Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura, who in their youth were passionate lovers, but estranged by the cruelty of the fate. After several years of their separation, now in their 70s, both Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura accidentally meet in a park of Madrid. But they are not able to recognize each other initially. As they begin to talk, they slowly drifted to recall their past, and soon they realize individually that they were passionate lovers of the past. However, they are unwilling to disclose their real identity and introduced themselves as friends of those lovers. Themes of the play: humor. In the beginning, the play offers entertainment to audience with the silly and childish arguments of those elderly characters. They fight for nonsense. They annoy for insignificant reasons. The second theme of the play is love, romance, and dissociation. The second part of the play contains the natural infatuation and love of Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura. Here, the play presents various proofs to understand that they were passionate lovers. They enjoy their love, but the interception of Laura's family and fixing the marriage of Laura to a merchant led to a duel and finally dissociated them forever. The third theme is disabilities, weakness, and secret. In the last part of the play, it highlights the common human nature of keeping confidential his or her disabilities, that no one is ready to share their love failure. And even as they are old and ugly, do not want to reveal their identities. Though they identify each other, not ready to clear the secret and continued. Let us see the summary. The play opens in the setting of a park where Donna Laura, a handsome, white haired lady about 70, refined in appearance, enters the park with the help of her maid Petra and finds place to sit on a bench to feed the birds with breadcrumbs. Don Gonzalo, a gentleman of 70, gauty and impatient, enters. He enters with his servant Juanito and hesitates to sit on other side of the bench which was already occupied by Donna Laura. He even curses the priests for being occupied his bench on which he usually sits in every sunny morning. He looks negatively at every aspect of his life and goes on complaining, whereas Laura expresses her grievance when others disturb her. In the beginning, both of them are reluctant at each other, but soon they try to understand each other in the progress of their conversation. Don Gonzalo takes out his snuff box and offers a pinch of snuff to her. But both of them say that they will sneeze 3 times after taking a pinch of snuff and finds it to be a strange coincidence. This unites Laura and Gonzalo after the disagreement. Sharing a pinch of snuff between them softens their tone into friendliness. Soon their conversation stumbles upon reading books. This paves the way of the next level of their story. Donna Laura reads a poem from a book given by Don Gonzalo which surprises them. Laura reveals that she lived in a villa at Marisela, near Valencia, one of the largest cities in Spain. Gonzalo is startled to hear the name Marisela. He then tells that he knows a girl who lived in that villa, who was perhaps the most beautiful woman he has ever seen. He also reveals that the girl's name was Laura Laurenti. Both of them realize that they were formerly lovers and now talking about themselves. However, they do not want to disclose their true identities since they have lost seen each other in early youth. So they spin fictitious stories where Laura identifies herself as a friend of the Silver Maiden, Laura Laurenti, while Don Gonzalo identifies himself as a cousin of Don Gonzalo. Laura Laurenti lived at Marisela in Valencia. She was known as the Silver Maiden in her locality. She was fair as lily with jet black hair and black eyes. She was in love with Gonzalo. He used to pass by the horseback every morning through the rose garden and tossed up a bunch of flowers to her balcony which she caught. On his way back, in the afternoon, she would toss the flowers back to him. When Laura's parents wanted to marry her to a merchant, a duel was followed and the merchant was badly wounded by Gonzalo. Don Gonzalo fled away, fearing of the consequences. Laura waited for days and months and not hearing from him for a long time, she left her home one afternoon and went to the beach. While she was engrossed in Don Gonzalo's thoughts, she was washed away by the waves. Don Gonzalo also tried to spin his version of a story about his supposed cousin. Gonzalo also loved Laura intensively. After injuring the merchant seriously, fearing the consequences, he took refuge in Seville and Madrid. He wrote many letters to her, but her parents seized them. As there was no reply, in despair, he joined the army and went to Africa, where he died in one of the trenches, holding the flag of Spain and muttering the name of his love, that is, Laura Laurenti. But in reality, after 2 years of their separation, Laura married someone and settled down in her life. Similarly, Gonzalo, disappointed over his lost love, 3 months later, he too married a ballet dancer and settled down in Paris. Though they were separated, in their hearts, the yearning for the romantic love continued. When they met in the park after nearly 50 years, both of them were able to recall their intense romantic affair. Although they came to know about each other in reality, they did not want to reveal, as they had lost their charming youth. Thus, the play A Sunny Morning entertains the audience. At the end of the play, they agree to meet at a park again, still not acknowledging what they both know to be true. However, the whole play can be viewed as a satire of a mockery over those who pretend to be true Romeo and Juliet. It leaves a message that nothing is stable and people are not ready to reveal their bitter truths.